Hey, good morning, guys. It's freaking 2:30 in the morning. Uh, just woke up and I'm gonna go back to sleep. So, like in 4 hours, I have to go to work. And yes, I finally found a job driving a Class A. So, in this video, that's what it's gonna be about. Getting into the job, the Class A industry, you could say. You know, with no experience. So that day that I passed the DMV, um, every day after that, I was looking up everywhere where they can hire Class A with no experience. And let me tell you, man, there's no jobs. I'm just kidding. There is. It's just you really gotta look for them. You really do. So I was looking. See, it was 6 days till I finally found something. But on some of those days, I would call them, and these were certain ones that didn't say if they had any if you had any experience. So those are the ones I called. If most of the companies, they require 1 or 2 years of experience for Class A driving, and that's just locally. Um, it has to do, supposedly, it has to do with the insurance, and I kind of understand that too. But for me, I'm over 25, so I figure like, oh, if you're under 25, you don't have that many experience with driving at, with even with a Class C, so that'd be understandable. But to go and be older than that, and they don't want to hire you. I even told them one, I was like, I'm old enough. I'm over 25. Is that a problem? He's like, no, you just have to have the experience. I was like, so every day that was coming, I kept getting, um, I would just say discouraged. And, I was at my last day, dude. It was my last day. I say last day because I was getting a job the next day, but that day, like sixth day, I was just on the point of just giving up, trying to look for a Class A and looking for a Class B job. Because time is money, and for me, as you guys been following my videos, I have been going to school for about a month and 3 weeks, and up to now, it's about no, up to then it was about 2 months exactly before I found that job, and I didn't think I was gonna find one, so I was on the verge of just giving up. I kept trying every day, knowing the fact that you might not get a job because no experience, but I kept trying. And that day, my wife, I thank her so much because she was probably like my last straw kind of thing. From giving up, she just like, don't give up because you never know. You might find something out there. Just keep trying. Just take a break for right now because she saw how frustrated I was getting, and I didn't want to take breaks. I want to just keep searching and look out. um, she gave me that last pep talk, and I was like, man, okay, let me just do one more call and then I'll do it tomorrow. This next call I make, they accept A, B, and C. They didn't have nothing about, oh, we don't accept only 1 or 2 years experience like every other one. I was like, man, hopefully this is like not another one. I get on the phone and I tell him I just got my Class A. I don't have any experience. He's like, oh, okay, that's fine. Would you be willing to come over and do a road test? And I was like, what? Like, really? No experience? You're gonna take me just like that with a road test already? Now, when I heard road test, automatically I knew I was gonna pass that for them. Because the road test, when you go to a company and they ask you for a road test, whether that's a regular car, Class C, or a bobtail, they just want to see how you do going around the block. And they see that you did pretty well or average, then you pass, and you're pretty much on the verge to getting hired. So for me, I was like, oh, I know I'm gonna pass this. There's no such thing as that I'm gonna fail it. I'm gonna pass this. And it's crazy because I'm gonna be driving with a semi trailer. And I told him, yeah, look, I'm ready. Oh, can I come tomorrow? I was like, when's the earliest time I can go? He said 9. I was like, I'll be there. So excited. Got all my paperwork done. And, time is money, like I said. So as soon as I can get this job, the sooner I can start getting paid. Now, he didn't tell me how much I'm getting paid yet. And I was like, well, you don't have any experience, so you can't even complain, right? Because you're just starting. I didn't know, um, you know, I didn't know how the whole process was gonna go because it is Class A, so I felt like it was gonna be different. But I get there, and this was like a 45-minute drive, so it's going a little bit out of my like limit that I wanted. But at this point, I was like, it doesn't matter no more because I have to get my foot in the door, and so I get there, uh, and I'm in in a big room. I guess the company just started, so their offices are like pretty close. There's no cubicles there; it's all in the open. It was a little bit disorganized. I'm not gonna lie. Uh, they didn't have an actual interview with me. Now that I think about it, an actual interview with me to talk about everything that I've been through and my experiences and stuff like that. It was really small and it was like very like on the go kind of thing because since their company is growing, they were hiring drivers on the spot, which I didn't think I was gonna get hired on the spot, and yes, I did get hired on the same day. They didn't tell me officially, but slowly but surely they were hiring me. So they told me hire fill out some applications, and they're pretty thick, so it took me a little while. But the road test, I did not take it until like 3 o'clock. So yeah, I was there for a while. I didn't eat. I drank a little bit of water. But what kept me motivated is the fact that they still had me there. They didn't say if I was gonna pass or not, but I had a feeling like, you know what, they're trying to hire. Like, if they didn't want me to get hired and they probably hired somebody else already, look how long I've been there. I'm pretty sure they're gonna want to hire somebody. Um, that day they hired like 4 people, you know. So the first guy goes out, he doesn't come back, and it's a road test. So I was like, why is it taking so long? Because the road test that I've taken before in the companies is just right around the block. And so eventually, I have my patience. I was like, it's gonna be worth it. I wait for it. They already had me start driving to see how I'm doing, right? They're like, oh, so from here, we're gonna hook up a trailer. I'm gonna show you how to hook up a trailer. We're gonna go straight to another building, the new building that they're gonna move to because their business is growing. So go figure. That's why they're hiring people on the spot. And I was like, oh, okay, well, let's do it then. Got this brand new truck. It was automatic. Um, Backed it up. He showed me how to hook up and was it hook up and pull or whatever it is? No, hook up and drop. It wasn't that hard, and I've seen other YouTube videos on it. So if you can see other YouTube videos on just doing that, it'll help. Um, it's very self-explanatory, and once you do it by yourself, it's pretty easy. You can't mess. Well, you could mess it up, but it's pretty hard to mess it up when you're trying to take care of your your tractor and trailer. You're trying to make sure everything's right. So I go drive from one place to the new place, and it takes the distance. It was about 30 minutes away, but with the tractor trailer, it took about 45 minutes, and this is with no traffic. So yeah, um, we go driving out. I get out of the yard. It was pretty like tight in that place, but somehow I got out of there. He was telling me how to get around places, stuff like that. But for the most part, he was talking to me like if we've been, buddies for a while. And he was the person that was like just looking at how I was doing for training for the road test. But he was cool with me and we were talking. And maybe like 10 minutes later, he's like, wow, you're doing pretty good. He's telling me the directions where to go, and I'm executing them very well, doing the right turns, the left turns. Mind you, this is a long trailer. So when I was in trucking school, the only experience I had was a small trailers. So this day, my first day, is a long trailer, and he said I was doing pretty well. And I told him I appreciate it. I thank you a lot for saying that because You know, being my first day with a long trailer, you need to put a lot into it, think ahead of time and stuff like that. So maybe because the past experiences I had with other trucks was bobtailing, that's probably why I was prepared, and it almost felt natural to me. So another video I'll show you about my past experiences too, and how that can help. Um, we go and pick up some freight. We don't touch it. We take it to the new spot, and I gotta back it up into an alley dock. So he tells me, "Oh, look, there's 4 doors. You choose whichever one you want to back up to, and I'll watch you." I was like, "All right then." So I picked the one that had the most room, and it didn't have any trailers on the sides, because that's just how much harder it's gonna be. So it's my first day. I was like, I'm gonna pick the easiest one. He gave me the green light. There's a truck waiting for me, and I thought, oh, he just wants to pass as I was backing up. So I was like, oh, you can go ahead and pass, right? But he stayed. He's like, no, it's cool. I'm backing up the truck. I'm doing pretty well. For my first time backing that thing up, I did pretty well. It was a little crooked, but they were still able to put the ramp on there. So, I was just like very surprised at myself, and the more to the guy that was waiting with the truck. The trainer that was with me was talking to them, and he came back in the truck ready to leave, and he was telling me those were the owners of the company. And I was like, oh, no way. And he's like, yep. They said that you did a really good job. And I was like, oh my god, what are the chances? And I was figuring out like maybe they are the owners or not, but I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna make the best of it and do a good impression, and I did. That's what you want to do. You want to get as much experience as fast as possible, and that's probably the best way. So we go back to the base, and on the way back, when we are coming out of that new building, he was talking to me, but he didn't tell me where we were going next. He did say we were going back to the base. I was like, all right, cool. So I started driving, going the same way we were coming. And he's like, whoa, you're doing pretty good. I didn't even tell you where we're going, like which way to go, and you already know where to go, you know? And I was like, yeah, I mean, I felt like it was a little bit of common sense, but he saw that I had like good potential, and he's like telling me, I've been in for 32 years doing this company, and I know when a driver is gonna do really good just based off how they're doing the first day. And I told him, I really appreciate it. Go back, and I have to fill out the rest of the paperwork, and now I'm filling out like W-2s or something like that along those lines. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm getting hired. I'm officially getting hired. They're not telling me, but I am. And they were taking care of me, telling me, you need some water, you want to fill this out, that you have any questions, let me know. Even after the fact that I got hired that day, which thank you to everybody that's been watching me, sticking by. I finally found a job, and I got it through. I was looking to Craigslist too. That's where I found it. Um, you know, I also thank my wife so much because she pushed me a lot. Every day, ever since that day, every day she was telling me, "Oh my God, you got your Class A!" Like if it was the first day that I got it, and she was very ecstatic about it. She was more ecstatic than I was, really. I was happy that I got it, but I wasn't gonna be officially happy until I got a job, because then it would, it'd be worthless. But I get hired, so they gave me new sets of shirts for me to wear. Uh, it was like 3 shirts. Um, so I have no experience, and it's a long trailer, like no experience at all. And somehow I'm driving this big, long trailer down the street and backing it up, no problem. The guy was telling me every time, like, you're doing so good. Um, Even telling him like I only did the small trailers, and he was like, "What?" Because in the beginning he's like, "So did you have experience before this?" And he asked that because of how I was driving. I was like, "Oh no, I didn't have any." He's like, "Wow, you're doing really good," you know. Now, if you're barely coming out of high school and you're trying to do trucking, getting hired, you're probably not gonna do that well, because for me it was just through experience of driving other trucks. So be ready for that, and I can help you guys out with that one too, like the experiences and stuff like that, like with another video, like I said. Um, so I am very blessed. I feel blessed because first they gave me a new truck. So almost 0 miles, you could say. And they told me, this is gonna be your truck. You check it out every day. And I was like, okay, well, what if somebody else messes with it or something like that, Because I'm prepared for the worst, which is getting into another truck, which I don't mind. Because he was telling me, oh, there's a shut off switch that you're supposed to do. It's like a kill switch. You're supposed to turn the kill switch off, so that way the batteries don't die out if you leave the truck there for a couple days or more. They tend to run out of battery. Um, and that's why I asked them. I was like, well, what happens then? Somebody else is gonna be driving the truck. And they're like, nope, this is yours. This is officially your truck. You take care of it. If you have any problems with it, you tell us. If you need anything to get fixed, you tell us, and we'll get it fixed. So I was very appreciative about it. I even was joking to the guy, like, I can't believe I'm getting my own truck. It's not my truck. It's not mine. But when I get a new vehicle to me, I always take it as if it's mine, no matter how many days I'm gonna be with it. If it's only gonna be a couple hours, I take care of it. I take pride when somebody gives me a vehicle of any kind, and you know, um, try not to mess with it so much and give it back to them the way that I found it, the same way that I'm gonna give it to them. And then the truck was automatic. I think I said that already. Um, I was asking for what's it called, a 10 speed or standard. I was asking them, can I do that first? And they're like, well, how about you just try to practice without a shifter right now, and then in the future, if you want to, you could. I was like, all right then. What can I do? I have no experience, so I'm not gonna complain. Um, and I'm actually seeing that there's actually good things about driving with an automatic than with a manual, but there is some things that a manual will do better than an automatic. So I know we have haters on each side, but it's all up to us and each person how you want to drive it, really. And that'll be another video that I'm gonna talk about too, which one to drive better. They gave me my own set of straps, to chain down in case, like if the truck's halfway or something like that, I could put my straps across, stuff like that. The pay, they're paying me with no experience, $20, $20 an hour. Yep. On average for a Class A, right now, starting off, uh, well, with no experience, um, it'll be from like 18 to $21, and then once you got the 1-2 years of experience, it'll be from like 20 to 24. Um, so I jumped up $3, entirely $3, and just to drive in a Class 8 truck, and that's easy money, just moving the truck. With a little bit of experience, I felt like it's the easiest as it can get. Um, and I get to drive out, not just stay in one place and drive anywhere that they want me to go. I get to check out new places. Now, mind you, my past experiences, I have already driven so far everywhere, so I kind of have an idea of where to go and stuff like that. Um, they don't have any short trailers. They have is long trailers, but they have different ones. So they have the dry van, which is weird that they call it a van, but it's just the best way to describe it. A dry van meaning it's just a long trailer with thin walls, and you could put practically anything that's dry. Containers, chairs, stuff like that. You have the reefers, which is refrigerated foods, um, you know, liquids, stuff like that. They have flatbeds, so the ones where you put stuff on there and you strap them down. And then you have the port containers too, and those have three wheels. And I thought, man, I'm so lucky to get in a company where I can get into different kinds of experiences just by starting out. I thought with no experience, you're only going to be able to get into a job where they only have one type of truck and trailer, and that's it. But no, this one, I don't know. I can't stress enough how lucky I am. But I want to be trying out all the different trailers that I can, so I can get more experience that way. You know, not just to put on my resume, but I just want to experience how it is. Maybe I'm gonna like one thing more than the other. But for right now, I'm just liking the fact that I'm just driving a semi with a trailer. Um, and in this job, there's only 15% requiring the driver to touch the freight. So there's jobs that say no touch freight. That means you don't unload it at all. You don't touch anything that's in the back. You don't have to, which is cool because all you have to do is just literally drive, drop, and hook maybe, and that's it. If that's all that it requires when they say no touch freight. But with this one, that's about 15%. So it's no biggie. It's all right, you know. And I'll show, or I'll make another video for those, what kind of type of work it is, stuff like that. I do hook and drop, really. Um, Go to one place, bobtailing to another place to go pick up a trailer, deliver some stuff, go back, drop off the trailer, or just, pick up and then drop off, and that's it, and just drive out. And the company that I'm with, they're really about your safety and really about communicating. So that's pretty cool. They like to really take care of you, making sure they're looking out for you and stuff like that. Mm, you know, the one thing I like to say is to be ready for whatever, like to be prepared for the worst. So for me, when I was looking at other jobs and stuff like that, I know that Coca-Cola, Pepsi, and beer companies, they'll hire Class A drivers with no experience. Uh, Most of them, or some of them, and they pay just about the same. But the catch is there's a lot of work. And on the two videos, you'll see that there's a lot of work. But that's just the way it is. You're starting at the bottom with a Class A. Yeah, you're gonna start all over again at the bottom on Class A. Um, so I was just prepared. I was like, I'm ready for this. I'm just gonna go for it, get the experience in, and then get out. Because to be working that much, it takes a lot. It takes a toll on your body. But I've done it before, so I was willing to do it. Um, and these companies, they had good benefits too, so they were taking care of you for sure. But then you have these kind of jobs that I just got. You can't find them. You just really have to search, 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 search. Most of the time, it'll be because their company is growing and they need drivers on the spot. Just like mine did. So every day keep searching. You never know. Just like me, I didn't know, and I found it. So happy that I've started with a company like that. Yeah, it's still to this day I can't believe it. Like I can't believe I'm driving those big rigs. I drive down the street, I'm looking at a big rig, and I'm like, not anymore. Am I just looking at these rigs anymore? I'm actually driving them now. Uh, and another good thing about this job too is that it's local. So yeah, I don't have to go out of state. I don't have to go too far out. It has a little bit of over the road, which is cool because that's what I want to get into too. So I can get a little experience in that. But for the most part, it's locally. So like even my first run on my first day was going to like a 2 hour drive city, like going to the city for 2 hours, you know, for my first day. Um, You know, the truck did have a governor, which is it limits me from going from over 65. But you know, I'm cool with it because I have a lot of patience. And if you're getting paid by the hour, you know, there's no rush. So I thought that was pretty cool. Um, that was 80 miles out, and that's pretty much the radius of what it's gonna be is like 80 miles on average, or it could be close like 20 miles, 15 miles. But all in all, it's easy money. You know, driving the big old semi that nobody else can because you have this higher class. So, you know, I really appreciate that a lot. Now, with a Class A, even though I'm starting at the bottom, the possibilities are endless. Because now I've got my foot in the door, I'm going to get my experience. And I think I'm going to be making videos while I'm driving the truck because I find that I can remember more while I'm driving driving in the vehicle for a long period of time, and I can like just think right off the bat what to talk about. Like once I get home and stuff like that, I tend to just forget what I was gonna say and stuff like that. So, you know, just be prepared. Don't complain, man, because if you don't got an experience, then you're gonna start at the bottom again. Because you know, if you started working at minimum wage, you know you had to start at the bottom, work your way up. You have to suck up your pride, and you have to keep yourself pushing, keep moving up, move up, keep moving up. Um, And you know that's about it for my video. And I appreciate you guys for listening. I know these videos are kind of long, but there's just so much info that I love to give out. If you're a truck driver that's just learning, you'll be all right. You'll make it. Uh, and in my next video, I think it's gonna be about the learner's permit, how to get it. Because I've been needing to give you guys that one as well. The most boring part, but it has to be done. So I got all that down for you guys in case you're looking out for that. Hopefully I didn't miss anything, but if I do, I'm probably gonna cover it in the next video with the learner's permit. So I appreciate you guys. You know, hit the notification button if you can, like it or unlike it, whatever. It doesn't matter. I don't care. Just just watch for my videos. I want to be informative for you guys. I want to look out for you guys basically, especially for you guys. Like I said before, many times is coming out of high school. So that about wraps it up. I gotta get ready for work. See you guys and make the best of it.